where we just left in Hurricane, Utah, is supposed to get some rain today. Where we're going is not, but we're supposed to get rain tomorrow. But actually, it's kind of funny. The kids miss rain.
I do.
We figured that Minnesota, I believe, is the last time that we saw rain. And that was some heavy rain, too.
But that was a long time ago.
Even Owen said he needs some rain. He misses rain. That's funny. So tomorrow it looks like we should experience some rain. But it's kind of nice not to have rain on travel days or setup or takedown times. So that's kind of nice. But it is awfully cloudy here. So our route today has taken us from Utah into Arizona, back to Utah, and then we will go back to Arizona.
Probably fairly soon, I would imagine.
Yeah. I guess you're the one that looked at the map, but we don't have that much further to go, so yeah, it has to be relatively soon. Gonna miss Utah. To where we were at in Arizona, like no offense to anybody in Arizona, but that was like a really boring stretch of drive. That's my 2 cents on that highway. Way more boring than what everybody thinks in Nevada. Or the highway we were on in Nevada anyways.
I don't remember Nevada.
Because that looks exactly like Nevada.
Once we leave a state, I just kind of forget about it.
Oh, so, okay, speaking of leaving someplace, I asked your dad this the other day. Do you guys, like, wake up in the morning and have to think for a second where you are? Or if you come out of, like, the grocery store or something and you realize, oh, the scenery's different, you have to, like, readjust, like, frequently to remember where you are?
Time to time. Usually it happens when I'm expecting something to happen that doesn't happen.
Can we see your
We're in
face?
4 different states.
There we go.
I think it's only happened to me once when we went to the library in Oregon, and we came out and I was looking for the van.
Oh.
Other than that, I don't think I've ever been too disoriented about where we are.
No, that just happens to me.
Ponder sometime. Like when I open this curtain in the morning, okay,
Where will I be?
it doesn't take long for me to process it, but it's so different. And where we just stayed, that was one of our longer stays. Was it 7, 8 nights?
What? Really?
Yeah, it was a week. Part of that is because weekly rates were cheaper, so sometimes it's less expensive to stay longer than shorter anyways. So what else? I didn't have any specific topics today.
Yeah, we've been chilling out more so lately. We've gone a couple hikes every now and again, but for the most part we've just been kind of settling in and getting some stuff done.
That's actually hard for me. I don't, the getting stuff done is hard for me, but also staying in places longer because this is still an adventure. It's not a vacation per se, but I still have the go, go, go sort of mindset. So just sitting still and just living, which we need to do to have balance.
We need more of that, I think.
Kind of tricky for me because there's so much that we're near and we're not going to be able to see, or this you could spend a long time in almost all of these places that we've been, except for like, well, it was the favorite campground in Hat Creek. We could have stayed just because we like the campground, but otherwise I think we exhausted just about everything there was to do there, all 2 things, the waterfalls and the cave. So still, I feel like we're running out of time to get to the things, but there's still more in every spot to see. So.
Oh yeah, we found a Culvers like 2 days ago.
Oh yeah.
Culvers deserves a highlight here. We all want to talk about Culvers.
Well, if you're from Wisconsin, you know Culvers, and actually we looked it up, and they're actually fairly spread across the U.S. Like Utah had, I don't remember, Dad looked it up, and there was quite a few, and I was surprised because in our past travels I had never seen one except for when we were in Arizona that one other time. And so, but yeah, it was just really fun to go to Culvers and order something you knew you were gonna like and have custard because that's delicious.
That was considered the most favorite part of our trip so far. So that's funny to me.
Zion was pretty cool though. We went to Zion National Park. It's a park. That was cool. It was just, we went on a nice hike there.
So there's my travel tip. Not really travel, but travel tip. So Zion was really cool, but it's busy, and in the summer it's very busy. These national parks obviously are. They're popular for a reason. Where we were, I kind of call it mini Zion in my head, because it was a smaller version of the same thing with way less people and way more opportunity to hike and explore, and for free, and places the dogs could go. There's a lot of places the dogs can't go, and that's for safety purposes, and that's completely understandable. But my tip is, when you're going to these bigger places, also look on the outskirts a little bit, because you might find things that are little treasures that not everybody's looking for, and they're probably less busy. They're very possibly free, and there just might be more.
I still think Zion was worth going through.
Oh, I agree.
It's also very curvy in Zion. That is not good for me.
When you drive through it, it's a little curvy, but
And a really long, mild darkness
the
of
tunnel was cool. It would have been cool. They had cutouts in the tunnel for you to like stand over there, but there's nowhere. They say don't stop in the tunnel. There's nowhere to stop on either side of the tunnel, and even if you could, there isn't sidewalks going back in, so it's not like you could stop there and look out, but it'd be really cool.
Yeah, I don't know what that's for structure purposes, if it's for if they needed to get in the tunnel, if it's just to provide some light. I don't know what that's for. Yeah, Zion, speaking of Zion, we pretty much only drove through and did one hike, which is considered the least attractive hike, and that was paved, and that was the hike that the dogs could go on, which is why we went on that hike. So we didn't do any of all the others that are considered spectacular and so forth.
That one was still pretty cool though.
It was.
The only
And
problem is the ending.
The
Chucks you
end,
onto a road.
yeah, the end was a little anticlimactic.
oh, yes, the end of the trail.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, here's a street, a road where other cars are driving by, just turn around and go back. They should like end it earlier with some sort of like,
Little circle.
yeah, little viewing area or so forth. But
There was also a lot of bridges, and so if you're gonna go hiking there with your dog, if your dog doesn't like crossing
they
bridges,
were slippery.
They were slippery.
They were like that slippery deck sort of material. They were slippery.
And then they were really loud with bikes.
A lot of people, so that's one of the trails that bikes is also allowed on, and so there's a lot of people, almost all, probably 95% of people were on electric bikes. And when those bikes went over the bridges, they were so loud, and almost everybody was really considerate, and if you were on the bridge, they let you, on biking purposes, they let you go across the bridge, but a couple times bikes came flying across, and that scared Zoomer especially.
Yeah, he didn't like it. He's just sleeping.
Clearly, he didn't want to stick around for the show.
I guess not.